Images. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter at the Public Works building, providing food, clothing, and essential supplies. Officials say donations have been strong, and the American Red Cross will hold an intake meeting today for families seeking long-term support. Authorities in Kane County are investigating a Batavia chiropractor accused of secretly filming patients, including minors, while nude or undressing. David Hansen, owner of Hansen Family Chiropractic, was arrested in November on multiple felony charges, including child pornography and unauthorized recording. Investigators say hidden cameras were placed in therapy rooms and more than 1,500 tips from potential victims have been received. Hansen remains in jail with his next court date set for January 8th, and officials are continuing to identify and reach out to possible victims. The TSA says starting February, air travelers without a real ID will face a $45 fee at security checkpoints. The upgraded ID has technically been required since May, but passengers had been given warnings until now. Homeland Security says 94% of travelers are already compliant and urges others to upgrade soon. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A major fire at Meadowdale Apartments in Carpentersville displaced 23 families over the weekend. The blaze, which broke out early Saturday, spread from the first floor to the roof, causing an estimated $2 million in damages. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter at the Public Works building, providing food, clothing, and essential supplies. Officials say donations have been strong, and the American Red Cross will hold an intake meeting today for families seeking long-term support. Authorities in Kane County are investigating a Batavia chiropractor accused of secretly filming patients, including minors, while nude or undressing. David Hansen, owner of Hansen Family Chiropractic, was arrested in November on multiple felony charges, including child pornography and unauthorized recording. Investigators say hidden cameras were placed in therapy rooms and more than 1,500 tips from potential victims have been received. Hansen remains in jail with his...
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow showers and a slight chance of snow before midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 1, temperatures rising to around 3 overnight. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 13, temperatures falling to around 7 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 29 degrees with moderate intensity snowfall. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
America's First Responders Fest began as a simple idea to honor the heroes who serve our community every day. Thanks to the incredible support of the Village of Hampshire, especially Village President Mike Reed, Village Manager Jay Hedges, and Karen Stuhler. This year, that idea came to life. From local residents to small businesses, Hampshire opened its heart to America's First Responders Fest. The support was overwhelming. A true celebration of unity, gratitude, and community pride.
WRMN's Fantasy Football Blitz, live Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Live on YouTube/WRMN. Get the hard-hitting facts and statistics to help ignite your team into the fantasy playoffs. Don't set your roster until you listen to the experts on WRMN's Fantasy Football Blitz.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome in to another fun-filled edition of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Bob Mariner joining me in studio.
Greetings, folks. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving weekend. I missed y'all last week. A little busy. There's a lot of sports going around, and
How dare you disappoint our NASCAR listeners, Bob?
Oh, hey, don't worry. Don't worry. You got me for the next few weeks, foreseeable at least. I'm not big time yet, okay?
Yeah, you're not big timing me yet. Okay, I do appreciate that. And before we get into like any of our sports talk or anything, want to give a shout out to the Magic on Main Street, brought to you by the Village of Burlington. So this event is going to be taking place this Saturday. I believe it's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. Yes, right there. If you are joining us on the youtube.com at WRMN Radio, you could see that pulled up on the YouTube. So there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on. You got live music, hot chocolate, and Grinch Punch, cookies and other sweet surprises, a complimentary commemorative ornament to take home. And the highlight of the evening will be Santa's grand arrival at 4:15 on Burlington's fire truck straight from the North Pole.
That sounds like a great time. Hey, if you want to, I know Chris Kindle Market's good, and they have severely cut their capacity within the past, this next season, the current season that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Enjoy yourself with your family. Go check out Holiday Magic on Main over here. Don't have to go into the city. Don't have to worry about parking. Don't have to deal with any other worries about being in the city limits of Chicago.
Yeah.
Check out Elgin. You got everything you need right here.
Elgin, Burlington, and the surrounding areas. And that's like one of the things that I actually enjoy about the small towns, if you will, is the fact that it is, I mean, with the exception of maybe Nightmare on Chicago Street, this past October.
There's a lot of people.
A lot of people. But it was still fun. It was safe because this is what these townships end up doing. They take care of the people that are going to be attending. They're out there en masse, all the first responders. Even if you decide to have like one too many libations or whatever, you got the the EMTs out there, and everywhere that I went, for the most part, on Nightmare on Chicago Street, you had a nice police presence as well. Mm-hmm. So there didn't seem to be too many shenanigans that I can recall as far as that.
Well, it's got Santa's approval over here for Holiday Magic on Main. So hey, Santa likes it. How how could you not go? I mean, Santa's going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for tuning in on the YouTube feed there, Brendan. I appreciate it as always. But I do have a little chip on my shoulder right now. I gotta come clean. I'm feeling a little bit of consternation, if you will.
Oh, what happened today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. You ever find yourself going to the bathroom? I mean, it is like a normal, regular occurrence,
most
right?
people find themselves going. Most of us.
Okay, so in here, getting ready for the show, we're doing our show prep and everything, and happen to go to the John, right? Look over, and thankfully I didn't have to, have a Smurf, right? But I look over there, and the toilet paper roll's empty. I mean, if you are the last person in the John, and you are the last person to use a square of toilet paper, wouldn't it behoove you, or wouldn't you think, maybe because I'm using it, and I know other people have to go, that you might mosey on to where the toilet paper's at and replace it. So the next person that might actually have to have a Smurf has the proper equipment to do their business.
I do like that. Sometimes people they'll leave like two or three squares on, like it's enough.
Yeah, right.
Or like, well, it's not completely empty yet.
No, so therefore I don't have to take the initiative to go back to where the toilet paper's at and to refill it.
Man,
what are we doing? Are we not adults in this station? At this station? Do you ever find yourself going through that in your home life?
Yeah, well, I mean, I live with my wife, and I dearly love her. She does me, but and you get a relationship that's going to last a lifetime. You always try to start to one up each other. There's always a test. We've both been guilty of it, my wife Mabel and myself, where it ends up you change it, but we'll leave the empty roll right next to it. We'll put a new roll of toilet paper on, but the empty roll will sit next to the toilet paper stand, even though there's our bathroom trash right there. And yeah, I'll go like 3 or 4 before I'm finally like, this is ridiculous, and I'm the one who gives in.
You're the one. So basically, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna toss it out because I'm not the last one that used it. But then all of a sudden, it adds up. So you get 2, 3, and apparently 4.
Yeah, well, at that point, I'm like, I understand. The next thing I'm going to hear is, "Are you blind? You didn't see that there?"
Yeah, right.
Which brings me to another one of those things. The ice cube trays you're talking about.
What?
That's also another challenge between the wife and I. We'll use the last couple ice cubes, and then we'll set that empty ice cube tray on top of the counter.
Okay.
Well, and then within, the next day or two, there's 3 empty ice cube trays on top of the counter, and maybe 3 ice cubes left in the last tray in the freezer.
Yeah, that is also another topic of consternation as far as I'm concerned, where I just can't. I don't understand. Okay, so I've got my big old 56-ounce Stanley, water jug here, and every single day I come in and I go to the refrigerator, I go into the freezer, I take out the ice cube tray, I load it up. Maybe sometimes I actually do go through the whole, tray and fill it up with the 12 ice cubes that are there.
I don't care how cold it is outside. There's nothing like
ice cold water.
Ice cold drink of water.
Right.
The water boy, right? That's some high quality H2O.
Oh, right. But the thing of it is I go in there today. ice cube tray on the counter, completely devoid of ice. Well, at this point, it would probably have been water in there. And then I go in to take the second ice cube tray. 2 ice cubes. So you know damn well you already took the ice cube that was in the one tray, put it on the counter, used all those, went in to get the other ice from the other ice cube tray. And what? You can't take the 30 seconds, fill it up.
It's a busy world.
And I mean, what in the hell are we doing here? Are we not supposed to be one big happy radio family? I'm calling everyone out here.
I think everybody on the face of the planet is maybe in just a little too much of a rush. Maybe we just need to slow down. On the way out to here today, I got to get here. I got to make sure I'm here on time. And my wife goes, hey, you take out the trash on your way out? And I did a visible shrug. She goes, I was just asking. And I go, yeah, it's only going to take me another 30 seconds. I'm like, if 30 seconds is really going to burn me in the end, then I got problems.
I know, right? I mean...
I took the trash out, by the way. I took the trash out, okay?
Because you were performing your good husbandly duties right there.
I did refill the ice trays 2 nights ago. I probably should have done it this morning.
And that's the thing. Every single day, I use the ice. Okay, so when I come in and there's no ice, and I know that I filled up the ice... you mutter flowers out here in the studio. Come on.
Just for fun.
It's not that hard.
I understand that Reddit is a place for everybody to complain, and the subreddit mildly infuriating. I knew I'd find something about the ice cube trays. First comment from a year ago about someone not refilling the ice trays after using all the ice. First comment, punishable by death. In my own home, I often remind everyone I'm happy to share the recipe for ice with them. Thank you, 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, in this weather that we're going through, I mean, hell, you could just put it outside.
Oh.
But, whatever.
Here's the other good comment. He goes about people who don't refill the ice trays. I hate that guy, ... It's me, because I live alone. LOL. Maybe not so funny. I don't know.
I mean, that's actually, I mean, I could appreciate that. I could appreciate the self-deprecating humor there.
Hey, man.
And I also appreciate the listeners that are kind of cracking up on the YouTube feed, that are like, saying, hey, chill.
Oh, jeez.
But if you want to be a part of this conversation on the Tube of Views, feel free to join us at WRMN Radio. We are going to be talking some Bears on the other side of this upcoming break. So if you want
big game coming up
to get in on this conversation about the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Woodpeckers.
Who?
Well, I can't really say the pecker. I mean, the Woodpeckers.
Hey, now, okay.
Yeah,
right.
The Woodpeckers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or the Fudge. I can't even say that. I'm
That's Derrick for you.
I'm censoring myself.
A little spicy.
Yeah, a little spicy on this. On WRMN 1410 AM. But if you want to be a part of the conversation going forward, as we will be getting into some Bears action, the telephone line is 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And we will be back in a few. Oh, there it is.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Thank you! Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Joining me in studio, it is Bob Mariner.
Hey, folks, I'm back.
He's back. He survived his Thanksgiving weekend and his job, and we are going to be going straight to the phone lines here. So, all right, caller, how you doing? And just out of curiosity, what do you want to be talking about? Are we talking about toilet paper? Are we talking about ice cube trays? Are we talking about bears? Are we talking about NASCAR? What do you want to talk about? Give me your name and what your subject matter is.
Well, I'll talk about the Bears, but I also want to throw something out there about NASCAR. Just
What's
real
your
quick,
name?
I know, this is Jeff.
Okay, Jeff. I know, but I mean, everyone else out there doesn't know who it is.
Good to hear from you, Jeff.
Okay, what's your question, Jeff?
Nice to hear from, nice to hear from you, too. Well, no, there's this lawsuit between Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan against NASCAR, and how NASCAR has been rigging things and basically skimming off the top. They're doing some bad stuff, and but they're so big, they're millionaires. You know it's bad when Roger Penske gets involved and he's on the side of Michael Jordan and
Denny Hamlin.
But if you read it, it's a long story. But I want to take that up now. I just thought you should have your buddy on there talks NASCAR. I'm an old NASCAR guy, so I mean, got to have that every once in a while. But
I'm right here with you, Jeff. This is your NASCAR guy, Bob, over here.
You missed it yesterday, Jeff. I did actually talk about it.
Oh, no way.
I talked a little bit about it in the 7 o'clock hour, the top of the 7 o'clock hour.
They just tied up day 3 of trial.
But any hootie. Go on, Jeff.
I think there should be, and I'd love to join this if you ever do this. You decide to make a racing show for an hour, a half hour, whatever. I have experience, and I had my own race car when I was a kid. Now, I'm dating myself. I'm 69, but out in the 70s, when I was 16 and 17, I was racing cars at a local track, and they were dirt cars. And then we went into, and I actually raced in NASCAR a couple of times back in the 80s. And it's not the same NASCAR. Everybody thinks it is. It's not. And when it was Winston Cup was a great organization, but the people running it now, they're running it like a big business. It's a soap opera, and they're trying to please everybody, and they're not pleasing anybody.
I completely agree with you. I have a question for you, Jeff. Is this lawsuit overall, regardless of how it comes out, good or bad for the sport as a whole?
It's bad for a sport. It's really bad for the sport on both ends. It's a no-win situation, no matter who wins, because if it's a charter thing, if you know about charters, they're basically squeezing the little guy out.
Yes, they are.
And because, like people like Hendricks and Gibbs and Penske, they can do, they have the money to back it. These guys are 1 or 2 cars, maybe 1 car.
Well, the names
drive for. Yeah, it's insane. I remember the days back in the 70s and 80s when they had like 50 cars on the track at once.
You had a lot more space back then as well, because not every car was the same. You weren't running 3 wide for half the race. Am I right?
Yeah, well, I personally I don't like 500 milers anymore. I just think it's overkill. I think if you cut it in half, or take a third out of it, and make it 400 or 350 or something, it puts more competition out there because a lot of the guys, they'll go around and they'll sit back a little bit, work on their car, take a little bit of time to do it. Whereas if you're in a hurry, when you don't have a lot of if you notice most of the racing is the last 10 to 20 laps. It's only because, and a lot of them don't even have it set up right.
I do agree with you that bringing that back from the 500 miles might help a little bit.
Hey, Jeff, just out of curiosity, do you have a question for Bob as far as the NASCAR trial goes or anything?
I was just, if he knows racing, I don't know how much you feel about that. I don't know what your take on it, what you think it is. But I personally think it's going down the toilet really fast, and I don't know how I think they're going about it the wrong way instead of just sitting down. Suing people doesn't get anybody anywhere, anyways. But it's just money. So
I don't think it was ever an antitrust. I don't think it was ever an antitrust lawsuit in the first place. And I believe Kenny Wallace agrees with me on that. I really enjoyed his comments that he came out with in the past day or two, and how it was you poked the bear. It wasn't. There's a lot of things wrong with the agreement that they gave him back last year. But what it was is the short amount of time that they gave Jordan, all the teams, to be able to sign this agreement. And that's what it was. Give me time to read it over and conduct this like a businessman, have negotiations. Don't give me 5 hours to sign, an 1.5 inch thick document signing away our next however many years.
Hey, thanks for calling in, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Hey, go Bears. See you later.
And go Bears. Good talking to you, Jeff.
I appreciate that as opposed to what you usually say. In yesterday's comments, he was like 38-14 Packers.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Something like that.
Hey, that's all right. You're still Midwest. I like you.
Yeah, but 38-14 or whatever it was, come on, that's a little disrespectful.
It's going to be closer than that.
Yeah, it's going to be closer to that. And that little brief NASCAR talk was brought to you by Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. I'm Derrick Geyer. He's Bob Mariner. We'll be back after these.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Authorities in Kane County are investigating a Batavia chiropractor accused of secretly filming patients, including minors, while nude or undressing. David Hansen, owner of Hansen Family Chiropractic, was arrested in November on multiple felony charges, including child pornography and unauthorized recording. Investigators say hidden cameras were placed in therapy rooms and more than 1,500 tips from potential victims have been received. Hansen remains in jail with his next court date set for January 8th, and officials are continuing to identify and reach out to possible victims. The TSA says starting February, air travelers without a real ID will face a $45 fee at security checkpoints. The upgraded ID has technically been required since May, but passengers had been given warnings until now. Homeland Security says 94% of travelers are already compliant and urges others to upgrade soon. In Geneva, drivers can expect continued lane closures along East State Street this week as AT&T and Nicor Gas relocate underground utilities ahead of a major reconstruction project set to start in spring 2026. AT&T is finishing work near Simpson Street before moving to ductwork between Route 25 and Chrissy Avenue, which will require an overnight eastbound closure. Nicor crews are also active east of Ridge and Briar Lane, shifting eastbound traffic north and reducing Route 38 to one lane each way. Additional westbound lane restrictions are in place as work continues. Officials say all schedules remain weather dependent. A major fire at Meadowdale Apartments in Carpentersville displaced 23 families over the weekend. The blaze, which broke out early Saturday, spread from the first floor to the roof, causing an estimated $2 million in damages. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter at the Public Works building, providing food, clothing, and essential supplies. Officials say donations have been strong, and the American Red Cross will hold an intake meeting today for families seeking long-term support. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow showers and a slight chance of snow before midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 1. It feels like 10 with gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 13, temperatures falling to around 7 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 27 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And joining me in studio today, talking a little bit about everything, including life, it is Bob Mariner.
Gotta love life, baby.
You gotta love life. And coming in the spring of 2026, Left Turns, hosted by Bob Mariner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be a good time. I can't wait for NASCAR to start up again. But I'm going to have to, as are all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you know, if there was ever someone here in the studio, and by someone I mean you, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Well, an hour show talking about nothing but NASCAR.
I mean, I really love Jeff's idea. Shout out to Jeff once again. I mean, hey, that season, I didn't start coming on Big Top Sports until October this year, near the end of the season. So I get an entire season now over here, starting February 1st.
Hey, stick with me, kid.
We'll Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Oh, hey,
you're a little older for me to be calling you a kid, though.
Oh, no, hey.
Hey. Although,
looks older?
people, if you are not watching on the YouTube, and you know there's only a few people watching on the YouTube, but I'm cutting away right now because you could see what is it, the old school,
yeah, I guess
mustachioed,
I'm like a French detective over here.
Yeah,
yes.
with the mustache, and you know he's got the perfectly coiffed hair with
Shout
the
out
product
to Joe's Barber
in there.
Shop in Logan Square.
Oh my goodness, he's even trying to get sponsors right now.
Hey,
that is awesome.
Guy gives a good
Why
haircut.
can't you do that for my show? Damn it!
Wow, maybe I'll bring him in here and we'll cut our hair live on the YouTubes over here.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, Bob is looking very dapper today.
Oh,
and
thank you. You're looking fine yourself there, sir.
Yeah, you lie, but I appreciate the little white lie that you're putting out there.
Nobody looks bad in a Rolling Stones t-shirt, okay?
Oh, well, that's because they might have had a little too many libations or whatever, but that's all right. Hey, if you want to join the conversation, it is youtube.com at WRMN Radio. You see Bob's perfectly coiffed hair, my baggy-eyed SOB-ness here.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Hey, I didn't actually say it, but I mean,
he's a spicy
come on.
guy.
Yeah, I'm one spicy mother. No, can't say that. Can't finish that.
Hey, Joe Pesci's in studio. What do you know?
Hey, I'm funny. Am I funny to you?
Yeah, the way you said it. It was funny.
I amuse you. I'm funny like a clown.
We can't do any more of that skit, otherwise we'll get hammered by copyright and trademark laws. So.
Well, that and FCC, and then, you know. But if you want to weigh in on any sports conversation, or maybe like who needs to, you know, fill up the toilet paper roll, please call in at 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. And I would be remiss if I did not mention to all of you listening on the tube or on the stick that the Chicago Bears are taking on the Green Bay Woodpeckers this Sunday. And you could hear all of the pregame action on AM 1410 WRMN before the 3:15 kick. So pregame is expected to go on probably about like 1 o'clock. Game time is 3:15. And then stick around for postgame reaction afterwards. So it is going to be a heaping, helping Sunday with the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers here on WRMN 1410. And then if you did not already know, the game that is supposed to be on December 20th, that has been moved to a prime time Saturday slot at 7 p.m. So
I wonder why.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why. So, yeah. So there's that. But let's actually get into some Chicago Bears. NFC leading Chicago Bears here on Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer and Bob Mariner.
So good to hear that, Bill.
I mean, you know, when the last time that you were in studio, so the Bears have played 2 games since the last time that you were in studio.
Yes, they have.
They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Aaron Rodgers-less Pittsburgh Steelers, which we both said, fine, whatever. We don't care as long as they win. They won.
I was a little worried when I found out he wasn't going to play.
And then they actually handled the Philadelphia Eagles pretty handily on Black Friday.
Yeah, it's we were all happy about that here in Chicago. And some people in Philly weren't too happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that it would have been like Easter time or something in the city of brotherly love, but yeah, why don't you expound on that?
It just tells you how much people care about football. Super Bowl defense championship birds over here go down against number 1 Bears. Number 1. Don't forget about that. Number 1 Bears. Shouldn't be a surprise. And we got a offensive coach, Kevin Patullo. I guess he comes home and finds eggs all over his house.
So what you're saying is the Philadelphia Eagles fans, they had something for him.
Yeah, and
you don't get the reference.
Come on now. I'm all about man Kyle Muller, but he hasn't been relevant for a minute or two.
No, Eagle Man.
That's who played Eagle Man.
Is it?
Man Kyle Muller played.
I had absolutely no idea. I was this old when I learned that Eagle Man was played by Man Kyle. Oh my good God. Okay, that's another clip that should be going up on WRMN's Facebook page.
That's some classic Chicago stuff right there. But
yeah, no kidding.
but Kevin Patullo says, quote unquote, the line was crossed after his home was vandalized following the loss. Hey man, I was like, my house got TP'd during my high school football team's win. I had no affiliation with that team, and I went to the school for the team that won. It's people having fun, all right? And, dude, really, your offensive coach of a Super Bowl winning team, are you going to be the one cleaning the eggs off your house? Come on. I mean, it's not going to be that big of a hit off of you. I understand, leave my family alone. Yeah, they're throwing bricks, maybe something else. To me, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I just don't understand it. I don't understand the vitriol of it. You know, whether it be Craig Counsell signing with the Chicago Cubs and, you know, the fans up there in Milwaukee, you know, doing stuff to the park, you know, sign or whatever. And then, you know, you also have, you know, this now with the Eagles fans, tossing eggs.
Being on the airwaves, I cannot condone any sort of vandalism over here. It's not right. And
I mean, you take out the hose and you wash it off, and it's all hunky-dory, maybe. But,
I guess it's.
But, I mean, yeah, back-to-back Super Bowl champions, and your team is still having a good season. I mean,
nobody's trying to blackmail you over here, you know. Like, I mean, there's a lot worse things that can happen. Okay. There are a lot worse things that have happened in sports.
It might have been Kane.
But yeah, I guess Nick Sirianni has come out being like, "Hey, we're not having to move along over here."
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah, Kevin Patullo's here to remain, at least for the next week or two, for Nick Sirianni. They're giving him a weekend evaluation. And hey, people haven't been too happy with Eagles offense as of late. So
yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if the players aren't playing up to their usual standards, and at the same time, I mean, what was once a laughable Chicago Bears offensive line, now it's their bread and butter on offense.
Oh, so yeah, Bears are doing good. I do still think that there's some sort of, I don't know, feeling in the entire NFL that not everybody's actually believing that the Bears are a good team, that there's some luck on the side. I've even heard Bears fans today be like, "Oh, they've been lucky." You don't get this record being lucky over here. You don't get 9-3 being lucky. You don't get lucky that many times.
You don't beat the Super Bowl defending champions.
I mean, I even made a joke. Lucky. I'm like, if they're that lucky, I'm like, Ben Johnson must be a leprechaun. Okay.
Yeah, he's got to be. But I mean, at the same time, it's I don't care, because what was it at this time last year, the Chicago Bears had allowed approximately 50 sacks on Caleb Williams, right?
Yeah.
And right now, if I am not mistaken, they have only allowed 19 sacks on the entire year. So this is definitely a product of the upgraded offensive line. This is definitely an upgrade or a response to Ben Johnson, the coaching staff, and the schemes that they're running. And the fact that, oh my goodness, it actually looks like the Chicago Bears have some sort of offensive identity, even if Caleb Williams isn't producing like you or I would like. I'm going to go with I, because I don't know your feelings on that particular part.
He could produce a little bit more, simply because he is my number one QB on my fantasy team right now. But you don't care about my fantasy team. Nobody listening cares about my fantasy team. But we all, at least any Bears fans listening, do care if he wins, and that's what it comes down to for me. Fantasy's for fun. But I'm 38 years old, born 1987. I have seen every Chicago team win a sports championship, every major Chicago sports team win a championship, except for the Bears.
And you've actually might have only seen them reach the Super Bowl. Let me count on my one finger. Oh, yeah, one time.
Hey, man. It was a really cool time.
And that was 40 years ago that they've actually won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, crazier things have happened. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And we will be back on the other side.
The only thing between you and your best self is the start button. This Cyber Monday, explore the world with Nordic Track. From the peaks of Peru to the streets of Paris, every workout moves you somewhere new with iFit trainers leading the way. The equipment's amazing, smooth, quiet, and those screens make it all feel real. Ready to start your next workout adventure with the #1 treadmill brand in the U.S.? Shop NordicTrack.com for Cyber Monday savings. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle. Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Want to read some action-packed, exciting pulp fiction? Read the works of Michael Tooman, now featuring their international crime thriller, I Married a Bot Madam. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. The paperback is also available at other book retailers. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That's Papa, Sierra, Yankee, Lima, India, November, Kilo. Dot, November, Echo, Tango.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out, every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out, Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM, or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
All right, welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with Derrick Geyer and Bob Mariner. And to my point about the Chicago Bears and the offensive line doing a hell of a lot better this year. I mean, if you've got eyes, you've been watching the line play. You've been seeing Caleb Williams stand upright and in the pocket and being able to miss easy, short completion passes and all that fun stuff. But more importantly, stay up on his feet, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to make short completion passes because
no.
Why not just hand it off to somebody else?
You know, nicely done there. And speaking of someone else, I'm talking about DeAndre Swift right now. So if you were to look at the numbers, and I am currently looking at the numbers on NFL.com, and I'm going to put that over there up on the feed there, and you can see in the 2024 season, 17 games played, DeAndre Swift had a total of 959 yards, which was an average of 3.8, right? Now, he also had a 56-yarder, which was his long on the season, right? Now, through 11 games and roughly 90 less rushing attempts, 11 games, 90 less rushing attempts. So he's got 160 attempts this year. He's already at 774 yards. Good for 4.8 on the season. And he's only had a 25-yard long.
That's pretty good.
I would say this new offensive line, this new coaching staff, yeah,
maybe that's why D Swift wasn't showing up too much last year. Is because he didn't have anywhere to go.
I mean,
Maybe no.
That could be some sort of correlation there. I don't know.
If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
it must be Man Cow and Eagle Man.
Yes. We love animals over here at Big Top Sports.
Yeah.
Especially the animal DeAndre Swift has become. Was named one of 2 FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week today, 5 days after running 125 yards catching passer, 13 more in a 24-15 win against those lame birds. The laying eggs and then throwing them at their OC, Yeah, come on. Don't blame them, all right?
No, don't blame them. But
also, don't waste your money, guys. I mean, eggs are expensive.
Yeah,
Come on,
right?
now.
I
It's
mean,
like,
wow. Are they like 1,000 heirs over there or something?
I don't know, man.
Tossing those, poultry delights.
Our Phillies got the same financial problems Chicago does. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently. But, and going forward in, this matchup against the Green Bay Woodpeckers here, it looks like the Bears are slowly starting to get a little bit healthier.
A little bit. Sewell's back. Who else we got?
Sewell's back. Dominique Robinson is back from a concussion.
Hey.
Who else is back? Who are the big names that played a little bit last week, but are going forward with full participation in practice?
All right. Key starters.
Jalen Johnson.
Ooh.
That was nice.
That's huge.
The dude, TJ Edwards.
TJ's back.
He was limited, but he's still in there. However, you got linebacker Ruben Hippolyte the second. He did not participate today. Kyle Monungai, which I think he'll be playing, but I think they were just giving him a rest day today because he's got an ankle thing. Roma Dunze, he's on there again. He did not participate. He's got a foot thing. I think that's all the way going back to the season, or beginning of the season, I should say. And then Tyreek Stevenson, he did not participate. He's dealing with his hip. So we'll see after today, how it's going to progress going forward. But I don't know.
What do you think it's easier to come back from for these guys? Is like Billings and Robinson coming back from concussion, or Edwards and Johnson come back from more. I guess concussion is a physical injury, but I would say more extremities.
Well, you definitely
Edwards
get
with his hamstring, and Johnson with his groin.
Well, you definitely get your head scrambled, which is why. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
So
tying in the eggs.
Yeah, I'm tying in the eggs. But with that being said, you have absolutely no idea how a concussion is going to go.
Hey, it might make you crazy enough to think you can play.
Well, and that's the thing with, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Billings, because he's been suffering concussions throughout his playing career. And, the way that, because dude's a dog. He's an absolute dog. He's an absolute beast. He goes out there and he will lay a person out. So, but with that being said, it's like you as a doctor, you have absolutely no idea like what's going on and what the effects are of that concussion. Or, well, you know the CTE aspect of things, but so, yeah.
It's something for them to think about. It's just purely an opinion over here. I'd say, me personally, I think it's harder to come back from hurting your arm or your leg over here. Like I said, the head stuff, you could, you get through the game. You might not remember the game, but
Big Top Sports.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A major fire at Meadowdale Apartments in Carpentersville displaced 23 families over the weekend. The blaze, which broke out early Saturday, spread from the first floor to the roof, causing an estimated $2 million in damages. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter at the Public Works building, providing food, clothing, and essential supplies. Officials say donations have been strong, and the American Red Cross will hold an intake meeting today for families seeking long-term support. Authorities in Kane County are investigating a Batavia chiropractor accused of secretly filming patients, including minors, while nude or undressing. David Hansen, owner of Hansen Family Chiropractic, was arrested in November on multiple felony charges, including child pornography and unauthorized recording. Investigators say hidden cameras were placed in therapy rooms and more than 1,500 tips from potential victims have been received. Hansen remains in jail with his next court date set for January 8th, and officials are continuing to identify and reach out to possible victims. The TSA says starting February, air travelers without a real ID will face a $45 fee at security checkpoints. The upgraded ID has technically been required since May, but passengers had been given warnings until now. Homeland Security says 94% of travelers are already compliant and urges others to upgrade soon. In Geneva, drivers can expect continued lane closures along East State Street this week as AT&T and Nicor Gas relocate underground utilities ahead of a major reconstruction project set to start in spring 2026. AT&T is finishing work near Simpson Street before moving to ductwork between Route 25 and Crissy Avenue, which will require an overnight eastbound closure. Nicor crews are also active east of Ridge and Briar Lane, shifting eastbound traffic north and reducing Route 38 to one lane each way. Additional westbound lane restrictions are in place as work continues. Officials say all schedules remain weather dependent. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wines and beers all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Price so amazingly low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain-X. In Geneva, drivers can expect continued lane closures along East State Street this week as AT&T and Nicor Gas relocate underground utilities ahead of a major reconstruction project set to start in spring 2026. AT&T is finishing work near Simpson Street before moving to ductwork between Route 25 and Crissy Avenue, which will require an overnight eastbound closure. Nicor crews are also active east of Ridge and Briar Lane, shifting eastbound traffic north and reducing Route 38 to one lane each way. Additional westbound lane restrictions are in place as work continues. Officials say all schedules remain weather dependent. A major fire at Meadowdale Apartments in Carpentersville displaced 23 families over the weekend. The blaze, which broke out early Saturday, spread from the first floor to the roof, causing an estimated $2 million in damages. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow showers and a slight chance of snow before midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 1. It feels like 10 with gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 13, temperatures falling to around 7 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 27 degrees and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B20.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't.
For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
All right, welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And also in studio today, it is the one, the only Bob Mariner.
Hey, folks. Good to be here.
Wow.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Wait, hold on a second. Give it a break.
Happy Hump Day.
I can't be the only one having fun here in the studio right now. So, I mean, you got to get the reverb in there. I got to play with that magical button that probably annoys a lot of people out there. But it is a happy hump day here on Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM. And speaking of WRMN, take two, tongue-tied there. And speaking of WRMN programming, have you thought about Susie C's question of the day for Thursday, December 4th? No? Well, it is currently up on youtube.com at WRMN Radio right now. Or you could just go to Facebook and click on the Facebook page at WRMN. So, Susie C, question of the day for Thursday. What is one fad you got sucked into during the holidays? Answer now on WRMN's Facebook page or live on YouTube tomorrow morning with Susie C and Elliot the L Train Serrano. And speaking of another advertisement, well, not really. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Don't forget, it is going to be Burlington's 3rd annual Holiday Magic on Main Street celebration and tree lighting, December 6th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Holiday Magic on Main Street. So there's going to be live music, hot chocolate, and Grinch Punch, cookies, and other sweets. Santa Claus will be in his house. I probably shouldn't say his house anymore. But the highlight of the evening will be Santa's grand arrival at 4:15 p.m. on Burlington's fire truck, straight from the ho, ho, ho North Pole. So tune in for that or go there, enjoy, and yeah.
I'm happy that says hot chocolate and Grinch Punch, which makes me think that Grinch Punch is probably some sort of fun holiday drink for the kids, maybe like a green cocoa or something. If it said hot chocolate or Grinch Punch, it would make me think that was like more trick or treat. And you'd either get a sweet, delicious hot cocoa or, some guy dressed as the Grinch would give you a sucker punch.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
I mean, the Grinch is not known to be a nice guy.
No. Or Scrooge, right? Bob Humbug?
Bob Humbug?
Oh,
hey now. That's and that's not until like after. That's like the wee end.
Bob Humbug. Oh, right.
The wee end of like the holiday hangout with the family.
I can't figure it out in my head
Humbug.
right now. I can't. I legit can't figure it out in my head right now.
Yeah, I say
Bob Humbug, right?
It turns into Bob Humbug after hour 2 of the Midwest Goodbye.
Mm.
When I'm still by the door with my keys, waiting for everybody to actually leave.
Getting. Oh, okay. I see. I got you. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody around here knows about the Midwest Goodbye, and
yeah. No one wants to leave. Everyone's just sticking around,
except for the guy driving home.
Bull smurfing. Right. Exactly. So, I mean, I know that we already touched upon this a little bit earlier in the show, but what is your impression, and why is the 2311 and FRM, Front Row Motorsports,
correct?
Why is that such a big thing as far as whether or not it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing for NASCAR?
NASCAR's been losing viewership over the past several years, as it's been already. Many different things. There are more consumable products that sponsors are pulling out.
Okay.
You have now more tech companies. Perfect example. Here's one. BuildSubmarines.com. Constant race scheme for Brad Keselowski. Season round. I watched that car around the track hundreds of laps before I even looked up what BuildSubmarines.com is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a website to
build submarines,
help you get jobs to build submarines.
Really?
Yeah. It's like
so. It's like a defense contractor or something.
Yeah, it's like So, but it's not.
It's not the NASCAR niche.
Nah, it's not the Pennzoil and consumable products like Mars Candy. They were involved for a long time. One of my favorite drivers, Kyle Busch, ended up leaving Joe Gibbs Racing to go to RCR, and a large part of that was because Mars pulled their sponsorship, wasn't viable for them anymore. So as NASCAR fans, sponsorship is huge for them, and if you see the Twix car, the M&M's car, the Skittles car, and then you're in the store later, you're like, oh, I want some candy. You're probably going to buy that candy. It's like it's a subliminal thing. You don't even think about it. But that's one thing that NASCAR's fanship has been falling off a lot lately is, once again, you have more tech companies and things like that. It's things people aren't buying every day as the sponsors. So that's fallen off already. The playoff system. Chase for the Cup, and now, the Cup Series playoffs was initially meant to create moments to, where people are pretty much doing a shootout at the end of a race.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, your 500-mile race was a 500-mile race, and you were in it for the entire thing. As Jeff was saying earlier, thanks again for calling in, Jeff. You have people who understand. You may have a 500-mile race, but it's only the last 5-10 laps that actually matter, and you'll have people hold back. The competitive edge isn't there, it's really sad, because that's one of the first rules in the NASCAR book is you are supposed to race 100% to your competitive edge right there. You are supposed to race to win, and people don't do that for 75 to 80% of the race because they know there's going to be a late caution with the stages and all that. So people are yearning for the days of old, and I agree with them. Huge proponents of that as well. Dale Jr. doesn't want to really come out and say it too much. He's like, he knows something's wrong. Mark Martin, he's a little bit further out of the sport.
Okay.
A lot of people call him an old man. Any of you non-NASCAR fans, go ahead, look up Mark Martin. he was old when he was in the game, but he's taken social media a lot lately. Just being like, bring back the Winston Cup Series, which strictly points, and you don't need any of this overtime kind of stuff. So, yeah, NASCAR's already fallen off, and having a lawsuit, it's not going to be good one way or the other. I brought it up before. It is an antitrust lawsuit, essentially, and the end of it, and it's Michael Jordan with 2311 and Front Row Motorsports being like, hey, you guys are a monopoly, and you can't write the rules. We have to have some say as well. Biggest thing of that, Michael Jordan said, hey, he didn't say this. The general feeling was, you got to give us some time to read a contract out. Brought it up before. Kenny Wallace, another NASCAR talking head over here, brought it up yesterday. He goes, hey, that's the real reason. If they would have maybe given him more time to read it, it was more of a business thing, a business courtesy.
So, okay, so this...
Like Jordan suing
what,
Dominic's.
Like 250-page document?
Yeah, I got to look up the exact amount of pages, but
I've
seen people give it.
Here's the document.
Yeah.
And no, we want you to sign it like right here, right now, without you actually reading through it.
Yeah.
And they were like, no.
There's a race on Sunday. They gave it to him on a Friday night.
Oh, that's good.
You know, it's not like they have anything to do for the next 72 hours. So.
Yeah, not like they were preparing for a race in the middle of the season.
We've all heard somebody say it before. It's the principle of the thing. I brought it up here before again, but Jordan suing Dominic's for using his silhouette years ago in a newspaper print ad. It wasn't that Jordan needed the money.
No, but it was
that they didn't ask him. It was the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
All right, you get a guy like that.
There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And
had Jordan not been, in the NASCAR game, I don't think you would have seen this lawsuit come about. It's because that you had such a major power player on your side.
Yeah.
And he said no, that, Front Row Motorsports decided to jump in on with it. The other teams probably didn't even talk to Jordan when they signed the contract. They probably found out after the fact.
Yeah.
I think if more people would have known, it may have turned out different. Regardless, if 2311 wins, NASCAR, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to operate. And if NASCAR wins, 2311 is going to dissolve.
So this is basically a put up or shut up on both sides of things.
Yeah, I wish they'd just sell it to somebody else.
Yeah, well, millionaires want to keep on, keeping the piggy bank that, their toy and everything. I mean, Jerry Jones.
I wish they would have settled, but that time is far gone, and now I'm seeing a bunch of stuff on Twitter that's hard to understand every day, other than that people are really nitpicking. They're starting to pull out emails. They said this about us. They said that about us. Nothing that really has any concrete evidence one way or the other.
And it's not, I mean, yeah, sure, it could be like business related and everything, but I mean, if they're going to that level of petty, I mean.
Well, Denny Hamlin is crying in court on day one. I love the guy, but I understand he's put his entire life into this. But I don't know. You start pulling out the tears on day one of trial. It seems a little theatrical to me.
Yeah, and at the same.
Sorry, Denny, I still love you, but come on now.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's going to be like the baseball negotiations after next season or whatever, where there's a potential lockout for MLB. Where billionaires are bitching and moaning, and the millionaire players and John Q. Public like us have absolutely no. It's like, well, I'm not a billionaire. I'm sure as hell not a millionaire, and I'm just struggling to put gas in my gas tank, food on the table, et cetera, et cetera. And I realize that, someone listening to this out there is like, oh yeah, well, I probably have it worse than you do. We could all play that.
Well, you have teams going out being like, we lost $14 million in the past, 2-3 years. But then NASCAR's coming back and being like, well, you forgot to mention the cut of the television deals we gave you. And then they go, well, you didn't take into account how much we also have to pay our teams and the fact of how much you're charging us for equipment that we can only get from you. So it's a constant back and forth. It's neither set have been like, oh, you're right. It's always been, oh, yeah, but how about this? At that point,
that doesn't
maybe,
sound good.
you know what? I didn't even think about it until you said it. Lockout? I mean, it'd break my heart to go without a season, but...
You know, if all of a sudden all of the NASCAR teams and everything decided to come together and be like, yeah, we're not racing, or would it be like, you know, NASCAR saying, if you don't sign this or whatever, we're not racing? But either way...
If I had to look for the best outcome, I'd say 23-11 wins. And NASCAR ends up taking a year off. And somehow, maybe you get the France family and Michael Jordan together to actually sit down over the course of a year and figure out how to make a more amicable, you know, platform for this entire sport to exist, where both sides are happy. And you don't have, you know, your top tier drivers paying to play. Jeff said it before as well. It's a rich man's sport, and it's really sad. NASCAR has not been around that long. It's been around just over 75 years. It came from people skirting the law. It came from the runners trying to make their cars faster, because the only way they could make a living during Prohibition was to, you know, make moonshine and then escape the police. So in order to get their cars faster and practice, that's where they do it. They do it at the local dirt track. It used to be a family sport. And, you know, these old garages and everything, it's like people are using whatever they can find. Now it is top of the line, you know, technology and certain materials you can only use, certain equipment you have to buy from certain places. This is no longer where it was born from, and it's been less than 100 years.
Yeah. I mean, they go ahead and they, you know, and as far as my limited knowledge on NASCAR is, well, yeah, actually that would be, my limited knowledge on NASCAR. But they go ahead and they put in the restrictor plates. What was it? Maybe like 10, 15 years or so ago, if not longer, because I just remember that.
They first implemented those the year I was born. So 1987.
Okay, so there's that. But I mean, to kind of...
By the way, that didn't work. They did that to stop cars from flipping, and they still flip every year.
Right. So there's that aspect of things to where, you know, they're trying to make it a little bit more competitive, safer, but at the same time, the track goes around and around in a circle, and I completely and totally lost my track of thought. So please continue, Bob. Oh my good Lord. Squirrel just went, oh, I think I find some nuts out there. Oh my, oh.
Well, it's...
Holy hell.
I mean, it's bad altogether. Once again, I said that the mudslinging...
okay.
What didn't help, they had, you know, you got one of the heads of NASCAR over here, Steve Phelps. You know, recently he had some texts come out calling Richard Childress a redneck. And essentially calling all the fans of... Well, no, this is bad when you have, like, you know, one of the heads of your sport calling all their fans rednecks, and also the guy who ran the team who Dale Earnhardt brought so much fandom to. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You lead me to the water, and I just drank it, and I understand that reference there.
So it's bad enough that everybody's going to court, but then you got the guy who's leading the charge for NASCAR calling, you know, one of the longtime members a redneck, therefore also calling all their fans a redneck.
Well, I mean, that's how I took it. It is a redneck sport, isn't it?
He's playing with fire there. Because, I mean, it wasn't too long ago that NASCAR banned all stars and bars, Confederate flags from any event. And if you show up with that, and it's not right. If you show up with that, you will not be allowed to a NASCAR event again your entire life.
Really?
But I say, Steve Phelps coming out here and essentially calling all the NASCAR fans rednecks. I go, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to go out of their way to bring Confederate flags with them to races next year.
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
Commissioner in NASCAR, you don't like this? You want to see redneck? You're going to see redneck. I mean, that's not a threat from me, but I know a lot of people who are not happy about that comment.
Gotcha. So, okay, let me harken back to something that you said a couple minutes ago. By the way, you are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM, and we're talking a little bit of NASCAR with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Well, more accurately, Bob Mariner. He is the NASCAR dude in the studio, but there's something that you mentioned, and it's the potential for a lockout. I mean, not to say that they're actually going to have like a lockout or whatever, but you kind of brought up a point where maybe they need to have a lockout. And at the front, at the tip of the spear, if you will, having Michael Jordan be on like the owner's side of things. But if they do decide to do that, wouldn't it be like the meeting of the minds, like all 50 or however many teams there are in NASCAR coming together and maybe having like a panel or something?
So, I mean, that's what you would hope. And I guess in years past when people have been like, oh, NASCAR has too much control, to kind of quell the crowd, NASCAR would be like, oh, we're going to put together a committee of all the drivers. And this has also been brought up this year as well, where, people in the organization go, well, that's nice that they put this committee together. But that's literally, it's a meeting. It's like a town hall.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to say anything, and there is no vote at the end. So they bring everybody together in one room to tell them,
well, if
what you're going to pay, how much you're going to pay, and what you're going to do. And if you don't like it.
Well, there's that aspect of things. I mean, it's basically essentially your boss is, okay, this is what you're going to pay. This is how it's going to go, blah, 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 blah. But if they were to actually have the lockout or whatever.
So how that would happen?
Well, yeah.
I believe it would happen if 23-11 wins. There would not be able to be a charter system. So the charter system is like your team's, your own McDonald's, your own like fast food franchise.
Right.
So there would be no charter system. Every entry would then be an open entry. It'd be less money for people. NASCAR would also have to sell off rights to certain tracks as well. So now rights to certain tracks are missing, so there might not be a full schedule, it seems, and who knows how many other teams maybe actually be able to afford to actually race. I mean, you already, as the system stays, you have to take part in every points race in order to be eligible for the playoffs. I mean, they still haven't even announced what the official playoff schedule is going to be next year. They say it's going to be changed, but they're really waiting for the end of this lawsuit, I think. NASCAR wins, it's going to be a bad season. 23-11 wins, I say there may not be a season. And maybe that leads into a couple no seasons, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of big contracts already on the line. Especially San Diego coming up next year. So,
ooh, that would, yeah. Well, if they're already on the hook for that.
Well, could you imagine a world without lawyers? It must be just the most beautiful place.
Yeah, but then again, it keeps the little guys from getting screwed and, all of that fun stuff as well. But, hey, we're going to talk about, I don't know what we're going to talk about on the other side of this bottom of the hour break. I think we're going to be talking about some Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks, losing in overtime yesterday to who?
Vegas.
Shootout.
Las Vegas Knights.
Yeah, losing to the Las Vegas Knights in a shootout yesterday. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And joining me in studio, it is Bob Mariner.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Authorities in Kane County are investigating a Batavia chiropractor accused of secretly filming patients, including minors, while nude or undressing. David Hansen, owner of Hansen Family Chiropractic, was arrested in November on multiple felony charges, including child pornography and unauthorized recording. Investigators say hidden cameras were placed in therapy rooms and more than 1,500 tips from potential victims have been received. Hansen remains in jail with his next court date set for January 8th, and officials are continuing to identify and reach out to possible victims. The TSA says starting February, air travelers without a real ID will face a $45 fee at security checkpoints. The upgraded ID has technically been required since May, but passengers had been given warnings until now. Homeland Security says 94% of travelers are already compliant and urges others to upgrade soon. In Geneva, drivers can expect continued lane closures along East State Street this week as AT&T and Nicor Gas relocate underground utilities ahead of a major reconstruction project set to start in spring 2026. AT&T is finishing work near Simpson Street before moving to ductwork between Route 25 and Chrissy Avenue, which will require an overnight eastbound closure. Nicor crews are also active east of Ridge and Briar Lane, shifting eastbound traffic north and reducing Route 38 to one lane each way. Additional westbound lane restrictions are in place as work continues. Officials say all schedules remain weather dependent. A major fire at Meadowdale Apartments in Carpentersville displaced 23 families over the weekend. The blaze, which broke out early Saturday, spread from the first floor to the roof, causing an estimated $2 million in damages. One person was treated for smoke inhalation at the scene. The village set up a temporary shelter at the Public Works building, providing food, clothing, and essential supplies. Officials say donations have been strong, and the American Red Cross will hold an intake meeting today for families seeking long-term support. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today. And speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a chance of snow showers before midnight, then partly cloudy with a low around 1. Temperatures rising to around 3 overnight. It feels like 10 with gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 13. Temperatures falling to around 7 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 25 degrees and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines, when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, long-lasting, and made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo in the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online. Keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here in WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And joining me in studio on this hump day, it is Bob Mariner. One more time.
Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, that's because my dumbass didn't hit the button and I couldn't hear you and they couldn't hear you. So, hey, it only took me 3/4 of the way through the, show here before I actually messed up. Yeah,
Every day is a learning experience.
Yeah, it really is. And I need a little bit more learning experience than anyone else. But hey, I want to thank Jeff, the Dutchman, who actually did send in some pictures and everything. I put that up there in that last half hour when we were talking about NASCAR. So thank you for doing that, Jeff. That was at 505-926-1410, 505-926-1410. Of course, you can see us on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. And if you want to be a part of this conversation for the remaining 20-ish minutes, feel free to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Because not only did the Chicago Blackhawks play yesterday, and unfortunately, fortunately, they got a point, which, keeps the point streak alive at a whopping 2 games after their come from behind 5-3 victory over the Anaheim Ducks on Sunday. So that was a good thing, but they were actually also playing one of the better teams in the NHL last night, and it didn't look so good at the very beginning of the game.
No.
Not only that, sorry, Bob, not only that, but trying to spend 15 to 20 minutes trying to find the damn game.
The Hawks need to learn how to get out a little bit more ahead in the first period. Out of the 15 losses that they've collected this season, how many of those do you think were 1-goal games? 15 losses, how many of them were lost by a goal?
14.
Very close. It was 11.
Okay, well, I mean,
don't forget there were a couple blowouts that we had.
Oh yeah. This is true,
but that's when there's a fundamental problem right there.
Yes,
where more than 50%, close to 75% of your losses in the season have been 1 goal. And to your point, why are you spending the entire first period trying to find out where the game's at? If you guys come out swinging, you don't take that time to warm up and start really laying the shots on, that's where you can win the game. The Blackhawks can win the game in the first period.
Well,
they don't come out shooting.
No, they don't. But the issue that I had was actually trying to find what network the game was on
you're
yesterday.
You're not talking about the Hawks trying to find where the game is.
But I mean, and when I finally did find it on, the new sporting app of ESPN Plus or whatever, so I asked Siri, where's the game at? She had absolutely no clue where the game was at.
Well, there's like 1 million ESPN Plus feeds. So.
This is true. But, and then, because I remember hearing it on the news, or not the news, but okay, the Blackhawks, or on my show yesterday, hey, Blackhawks are taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights at 9:00, right? Couldn't find the network. Then I get home. NHL.com or NHL TV, actually. You know how they do the in-game stuff? So, they go around the leagues or the games that are in action, whether it be the Detroit Red Wings suck or Colorado Avalanche or whatever, or who's ever playing whomever. Okay. Then I knew that they were playing because they did the live look-in, right? Which is where I saw that the very first shot on goal against the Blackhawks went in. Nothing that Spencer Knight could have done about that because it went off his own defenseman's skate.
Well, wasn't that Oliver Moore who ended up answering not that far after?
Yeah, and he got
golf clap, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, he scored the first goal on the first shot against the Golden Knights goaltender, and I'm going to pull it up here because it was his first start in
you got Carter?
2 years. Carter Hart. So he got the victory yesterday. But it was much ado about 2 fluke goals, and Spencer Knight was absolutely awesome yesterday.
Oh, he always has been.
Yeah, he with the exception of can't even blame the third goal on him. Can't even blame the third goal on him that tied it up with, 5 minutes left in the third period. Oh my God, here we go again with this Smurf. And at that point, I'm just like, okay, well, it's going to overtime. They're probably going to lose it in overtime. Okay, well, and this overtime was awesome. The 3-on-3, this overtime, between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Hawks, man, it was exciting.
Both goalies did great.
Yeah.
Both teams sent the Hawks. Hey. Once again, I say not the best in OT, but they held their own. And I said, if they just bring that fire that they bring near the end, earlier in the game, sweet. Or if they could have like an extra Connor Bedard, that would be cool.
Well, yeah. Speaking of, before I get to Connor, but the one thing, the game tying goal, if you will, that came in the third period with 5 minutes remaining or so in the match, in the game, it was a forward skating into the defensive zone of the Chicago Blackhawks who seemingly snuck past the forwards, and I don't exactly know if they're playing a zone defense or if they're playing man-to-man defense or whatever, but he was able to get down there unchecked, loose puck, and, sure enough, in the back of the net, game tied 3-3, overtime, shootout, etc., etc. Hawks end up losing the game.
Oh, as soon as that went to shootout, I already knew it was over.
Well, I was trying to be a little bit more optimistic, but, I should know better with the one-score games and actually...
especially when you're going up against these West Coast teams, they're too good.
Yeah, and they are good. The Vegas Golden Knights are really good. And it is nice to actually see the Hawks compete against a team like the Vegas Golden Knights. But they still haven't, in my estimation or guesstimation, if you will, played a complete game lately, except maybe against the Anaheim Ducks. which they'll actually be playing again in, the next 3 matchups.
Hawks, Ducks, baby. Hawks, Ducks.
Yeah. So you got the Chicago Blackhawks playing the Los Angeles Kings tomorrow at 9. Beautiful West Coast start time. And you also have in back-to-back games, and I talked about this too, with the scheduling on this season, and I understand it's the Winter Olympics year, but back-to-back games against the Los Angeles Kings in the home, stadium of the Kings. That's just stupid.
Well, nothing annoys me more in professional hockey than when the Hawks are in LA and they have the caricature of Eric Cartman from South Park chanting "Let's Go Kings" over the loudspeaker on the board.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Oh, it's
been a while since I've heard a West Coast game, actually.
It's pretty grating to the ear.
Awesome.
But hey, good for them. I'm sure it gets the fans pumped up, and it also irks their rivals. So good job for you, LA.
Yeah, good job on that. Fix everything else. But couple of things that I took out of yesterday's game against the Anaheim Ducks. Or I'm sorry, not the Anaheim Ducks, the Vegas Golden Knights. A couple of things that I took out of that game is the fact that they were hustling for a majority of the game. So usually it's trying to get going in the very beginning. You kind of touched upon that. Their second period this season has been absolutely horrendous. But they were able to build up enough equity in goal scoring. Then the bugaboo is whether it's, and it always seems to happen this year for the Chicago Blackhawks, the defensive breakdown, because there's at least 1 or 2 or 3 in a game where Spencer Knight bails, whether it be the forwards or the D-men out, right? But always, last couple of games that I've been watching, where they lose track of a guy. And that's the guy that the puck goes to, gets in the back of the net, then all of a sudden you're tied up and, all that fun stuff. But how is about Connor Bedard in the season that he's having? How is about Tyler Bertuzzi and the season that he is quietly having? Although if you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan, you already know that Tyler Bertuzzi is having one hell of a season already.
That kid wants it.
I mean, for being like a third or fourth liner and having 14 goals on the season already.
Yeah, he's a point a game. He's a point a game so far.
This is by far his best season in the NHL. And then when you're talking about Connor Bedard is currently third in points in all of the NHL right now. And I really want to touch upon the broadcast from last night's game.
Oh, boy.
So I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take a quick break, and I am going to vent a little bit on the other side about last night's broadcast. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a bit.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. now for your free car wash and see why Britain's touchless car wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
I never graduated from high school. I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personal. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, that's the thing that you guys do every day. And a really important thing to have a outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
All right, welcome back into the final segment of Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer and Bob Mariner.
Hey, folks.
All right, so I really need to get this off my chest. I think I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, but what is the deal with the ESPN's broadcast of hockey games? Last year, this jabroni, Steve Levy, was absolutely ragging on Connor Bedard. You know, it's like out of town stupid, right? To where, okay, well, he's supposed to be the end all be all, a hockey god. I mean, he's not Connor McJesus. He's not, you know, Macklin Celebrini or Nathan McKinnon, you know, who, by the way, are both point leaders in front of Bedard by 2 and 6 or 8 points respectively, right?
You want to talk about consistency.
Yeah.
I say Nathan McKinnon, man. He's been going hard and strong for years.
So, yes, he has. So that's not a surprise. And apparently it's not a surprise for Macklin Celebrini to be doing the same thing, right? Because he is the next generation, along with Connor Bedard being the next generation of NHL superstar, right?
Yeah, it's just a shame that I'm probably going to be a few short seasons before I see two of the hottest players on two other teams aside from my two favorite teams. Those being, of course, the Chicago Blackhawks and the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
But away she goes.
So, and in watching, and I don't know if you caught a majority of the game or just caught the shootout or whatever last night, but my goodness, Steve Levy and Kevin Weeks, I have absolutely nothing against Kevin Weeks because I thought he did a decent enough job as, you know, color commentary for it. But I mean, my goodness, it was almost like someone from the home office of Neptune or something told him to be extra excited about calling the game for, oh my God, Connor Bedard! He picked his nose and he wiped it on the glass. It was the most spectacular booger that I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe it's, for his own demo reel. He wants to hear him being excited about Connor Bedard, regardless of what he does.
As opposed to last season where he was absolutely railing against Connor Bedard and everything that he was doing. Oh, he's not fast enough. Oh, he can't stick handle. Oh, he can't shoot. Oh, whatever it was against Connor Bedard, and whenever it was on the ESPN broadcast that this jackwagon was doing, I mean, and I understand Steve Levy's been around forever with ESPN.
Maybe he's taking the Stephen A route, you know.
Just say it loud and proud, and
well, take the unpopular opinion, regardless of whether or not you believe it or whether or not it's popular with fans. As long as you take the unpopular opinion, you're gonna get your sound clips up. You're gonna get somebody like yourself a little bit riled up on the radio talking about that. It definitely gets you noticed. That's for sure.
Well, in this game, I mean, I am exaggerating a little bit. Not really that much, though, because whether or not, and I get it, they're supposed to be impartial and everything, and Kevin Weeks really did a decent job calling it kind of like down the middle. This guy's good. This guy's, oh my God. But every little thing that it was just mind-boggling to have the commentary and the play-by-play be the way that it was. And at one point in time, I remember growing up and being like, oh, ESPN's the best. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been spoiled with Pat Foley and Eddie O. Maybe it's because I like the broadcaster on the radio, Weideman. But I mean, yeah.
Well, it's not just with hockey. It's across a lot of sports now. But I just pulled up Chicago Blackhawks how to watch for this current season, and we both are like, hey, you'd see it on ESPN or maybe NBC. They'd have one of the bigger games of the week. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, you want to throw on the Blackhawks, throw on good old WGN. Well, let's see. For the 2025-2026 season, according to the Blackhawks home website, you could watch it on iOS, tvOS, Android, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Samsung TV, or Vizio. You have Comcast Xfinity, DirecTV Stream, AT&T Uverse, Fubo, RCN, Astound, and more. Oh, your favorite, ESPN Plus.
Wow.
For all out-of-market games.
My goodness.
TNT and so on and so on. So many, I don't have no fingers.
I lost count at 10.
Can I just...
I legit lost count at 10.
Can you give me one or two channels, please?
Wow. That is something. Hey, thanks for coming in, Bob. I appreciate it.
Hey, I hope you and I get some of that TV money one of these days.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Thanks a lot, Blackhawks.
No kidding. Well, this is going to conclude our show for the evening. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports with myself, Derrick Geyer. He's Bob Mariner. Don't forget to tune in to the WRMN morning show with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano, where it is going to be what is one fad you got sucked into during the holidays. So go to the Facebook page for that. Submit your answers.
6-7, baby.
Yeah, 6-7 and Big Top Sports.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already